The challenges I faced while teaching online have definitely been reaching the students in a personal manner. When you don't have that face-to-face, next to each other connection, it's definitely much harder to create that rapport you would normally generate with students. With that, it's, you're fighting the struggles of two sides, the teacher side and the student side. The teacher side is you want everyone there, connected, cameras on, paying attention, while the student side is facing taking care of siblings or pets or parents who are distracting them and causing noise, or many other situations they're facing at home, which they normally don't have to deal with at school. A student will say, "Oh, my dog is barking, I have to go real quick." That's fine. You got to do something about it. You can't just ignore it. So it just kind of leads back to trying to understand their situation as best we can and adapt what we're doing as teachers to help them overcome their problems. Some real life skills the students have had to learn and use has definitely been time management, making sure that they can stay on their own schedule without the bell schedule happening, making sure that they can get where they need to go without a bunch of teachers being around to guide them. They have to know their schedule, they have to know the links, how to access everything. They have to know how to contact everybody. They have to be able to do basic troubleshooting on their Chromebooks. It's definitely been a lot of self-reliance and responsibility on the student side of things, more so than normally when you're at school. Hands down, the biggest negative of online learning is the lack of physical instruments in students' hands. The majority of time spent in class as a band student is spent with your instrument in your hand. You're taking that away by being all online. And it definitely cuts out a lot of the fun physical aspects of band for a lot of my students. A lot of kids are kind of upset that we don't get to go march, or we don't get to go do a parade. All the big performances, be it competitions, football games, or even just the local concerts we do, are always kind of the students' favorite part. It's what makes it all worth it. So we're trying to find alternate solutions to some of the more fun activities that they would normally get. I've used online learning to impact my classroom by changing the way we approach band in general. As opposed to having students with instruments in their hands, we now have students with laptops in their hands. So we've changed over to starting with the building blocks of music. Here's how we can write music in kind of a classical standpoint. Here's how we can write music in a composition improv way. And then we can transition that over to creating digital music using programs like Noteflight and Soundtrap to write anything from classical music to rock, rap, EDM, you name it. So the way online learning and virtual learning will affect me going forward, I've had a chance to kind of experiment teaching things that normally wouldn't in person. I've had a chance to kind of go into the composition aspect of music, which I really haven't been able to do much before. And it's definitely been a really positive experience for me in that regard. So when we return to in-person classes, it's definitely going to be something that I want to involve into my classrooms more. I'm going to take time now in the future to work on this digital music while in person, to give the chance for my students to do more composition. It's definitely shown a growth in their musicianship, and I'm hoping to see the results in their playing when we get the chance to play again. But overall, I think it's been a really positive, cool experience. And even when we return to in-person concert, it'd be cool to be able to still do a digital concert, once a year, to have my students have a chance to experience not just the in-person playing, but the online playing as well.